military professionals, too, a real hero. Today I'm pleased to announce historic reforms to dramatically accelerate access to new medical research and treatments based on psychedelic drugs. In many cases, these experimental treatments have shown life-changing potential for those suffering from severe mental illness and depression, including our cherished veterans. Our veterans are having a tremendous hard time. You know, the suicide rate, we have it down a little bit, but they are having a hard time. And I got a call from a number of people, including the great Joe Rogan, and he said, we have to do something about this. And I looked into it. I called Bobby, I called Oz, I called Marty and Jay, and it was really, uniform support. And I said, so why would we wait 3 or 4 years to get it done? Well, or 10 years, frankly. Let's get it done immediately, and that's what happened. This has probably never been anything happening so quickly. Everybody is so strongly in favor of this. It's for a lot of people, but it's for our military in particular. The suicide epidemic among veterans is a national tragedy. Since 9/11, we've lost over 21 times more veteran lives to suicide than on the battlefield. So it is, think of that, 21 times more. And today we're bringing them new hope. I think you're going to see a big difference and a big reduction in that number. I want to thank Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who's a fantastic, where are you, Bob? Over here. He always makes it difficult. He's done a great job, too. And people love him. And more importantly, your wife is here someplace, Bobby. She's out there. Where are you? Where are you? The real boss in the family. It's fantastic. Thank you very much for being here. As well as FDA Commissioner Marty Makary, CMS Administrator Dr. Mehmet Oz, NIH Director Dr. Jay Bhattacharya. See how easy that name is, Doctor? You know, it used to give me a little trouble. That was a tough name. Congressman Morgan Luttrell is a friend of mine and he's a real war hero. You know, something that a lot of us will never find out about. Retired U.S. Navy SEAL Marcus Luttrell, the two of them. I don't know what's in your blood, fellas. You guys are good mom and dad, right? Yeah, good somebody. Good to have you. Joe Rogan is a fantastic person. We did a little interview before the election. We had over 300 million people. And I said, oh man, I hope Kamala doesn't do it. And she didn't. He wanted her to do it, but she didn't. Someday Joe's going to explain why. I could tell you why. But along with many other, because she didn't want to, with many other veterans. And I just want to thank the people behind me are outstanding. It's an amazing.
It's a trip seeing Joe in the White House.
We're actually signing the executive order today. It is really a moment that directs the FDA to expedite their review of certain psychedelics already designated as breakthrough therapy drugs. They're very much being discussed. It's one of the hottest things I think you're talking about, Oz, right? It's nothing. If these turn out to be as good as people are saying, it's going to have a tremendous impact on this country and other countries too.
It's going to have a tremendous impact on the pharmaceutical companies.
Clinical trials to ensure that they're both safe and
wild.
effective for the American patients. And the nice part is we're actually doing this early, but it has been going on. Research has been going on for quite some time. But you know, usually with things like this, nothing ever happens, no matter how the research ends up. But we're changing, and this order will clear away unnecessary bureaucratic hurdles, improve data sharing among the FDA and the Department of Veterans Affairs, and facilitate fast rescheduling of any psychedelic drugs that become FDA approved. We think many of them will go very quickly, and I have to say the most favored nations pricing that we established, that I established, has been knocking the cost of drugs down by 50, 60, 70, 80%. And I also want to thank you and Bobby for the great job you've done.
I wish you didn't always have to brag about shit.
To write about it. I think it's probably as big as what we're talking about today.
No, it's not. That fucking RX shit's retarded. There's only like 10 drugs on there.
When you go, get your very low cost drugs. But when you think in my first term.
None of my
for 28
prescriptions
years,
or
blood
assignments
pressures
are on
And
there.
I got it down 1/4 or 1/8 of a
And
percent.
he's on
I'm so proud of
human
myself. The only one that
prescriptions.
in 28 years got him down.
Whatever it is.
And I had a news conference to explain how great I was. I said, I'm the greatest there ever was. I got
Oh,
it down
one
1/8
damn
of a
country can
percent.
take Ozempic
Okay, I
diet.
because it only went up. For 28 years it went up. Now I got it down.
Now.
And now I got it down 50%, 60%, 70% with these guys. So now I am. But nobody wants to write about it. But it doesn't matter because the people have found out.
It was alright, but
And,
it's
you know,
really not that big of
we're
a
the
deal. It's
highest
not
in the
all
world,
drugs.
the
It's very
highest
limited.
in the world by far. Sometimes would be 10 times higher. You'd buy a drug, I call it the fat pill or the fat drug. You'd buy it in London, you'd buy it for $10 for a pill, let's say, or a pill generally. But actually, to be specific, London, $87, New York, $1,300.
Does any other president talk about the shit he does?
How can it be
His
possible?
wife.
$87. And actually, a friend of mine told me, and he said, you know, university, and he happens to be on this Ozempic, I guess.
There it is, Ozempic, whatever.
And it was not working, by the way. The guy was extremely successful, but highly neurotic. A lot of problems. I will not mention his name. He's begging me not to mention it because he's become quite famous. He's a big factor. But he's very smart, very rich guy, very, very successful guy. And he said, President, he used to call me Donnie. When he calls me President, sign of respect. He said,
God damn it, it's the same motherfucking story, dude.
87 bucks in New York. I paid $1,300. What's going on? I said,
How
well,
have I
that's
heard
the way
this
it
one
is. We pay
before?
the highest prices in the world, and it's going to hit me at how ridiculous it is.
About the fat
Made,
friend
by the way,
that calls the president. Now, I've heard that one before. How the fuck, man?
Made in the same factory, same plant, everything was the same except the price.
This is about
And now we
psychedelic
are the lowest
drugs,
price.
not
You are tied. In other
fucking
words,
Trump RX.
whatever the lowest price in the world is, that's the
Fuck,
price we
man.
pay. That's a tremendous difference.
I gotta admit, Smoker's annoying.
They'll go,
All he
they go
does
up a
is-
little bit. So the 87 will go like to 120, and we'll go down from 1,300 to 120. So we'll have these massive price cuts, and they've already started. And I think it's one of the biggest things, but unfortunately the press doesn't like to talk about
Because
it.
it's not.
But
Move
because
on.
if I were a Democrat, it would be headlines all over the place. But so I do that. That's why I like live television. Actually, it's a great. because
God, dude, he's like.
But I was so honored by that. And
It's
that's
hard,
why you
but it's
get
better
back
than
on
what we
this
would've
also,
had.
Because the pricing, not only is it important, but the pricing is.
He's still talking about
And
it.
you're gonna get the
He's still-
rescheduling.
he's still
done.
fucking talking
So
about it.
When you get the rescheduling done, please, you know, they're slow walking the rescheduling. Okay, you're gonna get it done, right? In 2024 study from Stanford University, 30 special operations
script.
veterans with traumatic brain injuries underwent, it's called ibogaine treatment. Ibogaine. Remember the name? Is that pronounced relatively properly, would you say? I don't want to get it wrong. Ibogaine, because it's so important and experience.
Bro, you know damn well his fucking thing right there probably says like eye. It probably has a picture of an eyeball, bow, with a picture of like a bow for a fucking bow and arrow, and gain, and it's like an arrow pointed up or some shit. They got his shit like all laid out probably, so he doesn't make any mistakes with the pronunciation.
To 90% reduction in
Eyeball.
symptoms of depression.
He reads that shit like hieroglyphics.
1 month. Can I have some, please? Okay. I'll take whatever it takes.
Dude, can you imagine if this dude did DMT? It would change him as a person, dude. The next day, he would be a completely different person. He's sitting here legalizing psychedelics, not for medical use. Who knows, man? I doubt it very fucking seriously, but can you imagine if they get him to do like a high dose mushroom trip or something? You're a little high strung, Trump. How we try the MDMA therapy?
I don't have time to be depressed. You know, if you stay busy enough.
I don't have time to do it.
That works too.
That's
That's
convenient.
what I do. In Texas, Republican leaders have already committed $50 million to the ibogaine research, and today the federal government is making a $50 million research investment in its own, and so that was just approved just last night. We're also opening a pathway for ibogaine to be administered to desperately ill patients under the right to try law. That's a law that I started and I got right to try. Very proud of that. Was done in my first term, and I used to marvel at the fact that people that were terminally ill could not get a drug. They're terminally ill, they're going to die, and the FDA, right, Marty and Jay? The FDA was protecting them from dying, but they're going to die. And so we have these incredible drugs, and they may work and they may not work, but we wouldn't let anybody get them because they were bad for your health. But these are people that were going to die. And it never made sense to me. So one of the first things I did early in my term, and it was very tough to
presumably
get,
that's
actually,
the
hard to
health.
believe. It was very tough
But
with
not
Congress, but they can't do the
actually.
Republicans. And we have something called Right to Try, and we've saved thousands and thousands of lives. That's if you're terminally ill or very ill, and there is a new drug that is not available
That
because
shit.
it's gone through the process of the FDA, and
Well, presumably
Marty's cut
still.
that
It's still
process down by
presumably for that, too.
50%. We're down, it used to take 12 years, and now we have it down to 5 or 6 years, and it's one of the most important things that you can do. But if you're terminally ill, and there's a new drug that may work or
Well,
may
if you're
not
terminally
work,
ill, they
it
should let
hasn't
you
been
fucking
approved
do
yet.
blow if you want.
You sign a document, and
You know what I'm saying?
you're not
You're
gonna
terminally,
hold
you're
the
dying.
companies
Hey,
liable, you're not
motherfucker,
gonna hold
you get the
drug
best pass.
companies or the insurance
You're
companies
dying,
are gonna be
man.
liable,
It's okay.
and you have the right to try. And what it's done, and nobody wanted it,
I mean,
the
why not?
insurance companies hated it, even the doctors, they were all afraid of it because they didn't want to be sued. But I took all of the liability out of it. You sign a document, you're not gonna sue the doctor, you're not gonna sue the hospital, you're not gonna sue anybody, including the country. And everybody signs it like immediately. And we have tens of thousands of people on this, and we've saved thousands and thousands
Have there
of
been
lives.
any
And what it has done,
negative?
we never thought of it so much as, but what it has done is, in some cases, these drugs are working so good, it literally cures people that were terminally ill.
Have there?
But
Really?
it's one of the
If they-
things
have
I'm most
people really
proud-
been
I'm
getting
proud of a
cured
lot
by
of
these
things
miracle
we've done,
drugs?
but that's one of the
Because I read a
things
headline
we're
that that wasn't
most
true.
proud of. Right to try.
There weren't any
But
miracle
I've always
drugs.
believed in ensuring that the
Just
American
recently I read
patients
that.
have access to
Probably
breakthrough
because of this
treatments
shit
and
that he's
therapies
saying.
with love for our veterans, and I have a real love for our veterans. I was with a group yesterday. It's incredible what they've gone through. And care for American
Oh, he
patients.
loves
today's
me,
order
y'all.
will ensure that people suffering from debilitating symptoms might finally have a chance to reclaim their lives and lead a happier life. Just lead a happier
Do
life.
you really? This motherfucker doesn't love veterans, dude. We know that, right? We know that, right? He fucking draft dodged, and then I don't know. He just didn't seem like the type that really, really cares about the veterans as much as he does about money and vagina. That's all. I don't know. When he says that shit, it's kind of like, whatever, dude. Okay. I think he has to seem like he loves the veterans because his constituency, or his people, his people that voted for him, they care about veterans. So he has to seem like he cares about veterans. That whole fucking Proud to Be an American song that he constantly fucking played, it upset me every time. Y'all know it. Because that's like a boot camp graduation song kind of. It's like, you get your Navy ball cap, you're no longer a recruit, you're proud to be, you're fighting with your brothers. He never did that, man. Like, he enlisted in the military. This is his enlistment in the military as commander-in-chief, right? Sure, that's a dangerous job. It's damn dangerous. You can get assassinated and shit. But it doesn't come with extreme perks, dude. You don't get those perks when you're a fucking regular old enlisted service member. You don't get any of that shit. He didn't, I don't know, dude. I just don't know. I don't think that he really gives a shit about the peon, bottom of the barrel, enlisted man. I don't really think he cares.
They've been through so
That's
much.
how he said that shit. Wow, more people will die. He was like so sure that more Americans were gonna die, and it just was like, what? What do you mean? More people will die? You're so matter of fact about it. That was weird, man.
And so I'd like to ask Secretary Kennedy.
How do you know
to say
more
a few
Americans
words,
will
followed
die
by
with this irony thing? How did he?
Commissioner
But
McCary,
why would he
Marcus
assume that?
Luttrell,
Fuck that.
Joe Rogan, and
Try to keep us from dying, man. What are you doing?
To speak. You're tremendous people. I know many
Just
of you.
accepting it. And more people are going to die.
And the Luttrell family is well represented,
Fuck.
but I don't mind having both Luttrells. Both Luttrells can say a few words, okay? Great people. And so, Bobby, do you want to start it off, please?
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you so
President.
much.
Good morning, and thanks to the leadership of President Trump for making this historic day possible. Under the executive order, HHS will accelerate research, approval, and access to new mental health treatments, including psychedelic therapies such as Ibogaine. We're taking this decisive step to confront one of the most urgent public health challenges facing our nation, the mental health crisis. More than 14 million Americans live with serious mental illness, and 1 in 4 adults experiences a diagnosable disorder each year. Suicide has risen by more than 30% over the past 2 decades, with another peak in recent years. Among veterans, more than 6,000 die by suicide each year.
Dude, you know why those numbers are going up? A really big reason as to why those numbers are going up is the internet. They said the last 30 years, right? What happened 30 years ago? Boom. 95. What happened in 95? AOL was booming, baby. You know what I'm saying? Yahoo, all that, chat rooms, IMs, all that started booming right around that time. I was 15, 16 years old around then, 17. That's when it all was like, forums were popping off. People were talking about shit. People were talking about how to off themselves to each other. Maybe people were realizing that, hey, I can. Like they were going to forums that were talking about it and shit. Maybe they were talking to other depressed ass people about how they wanted to kill themselves too. I don't know, man. They were able to reach out and find people to like sympathize with them and think, yeah, man, I know what you mean, dude. They weren't necessarily trying to get them to not do it. I don't know, man. It's kind of a weird coincidence that our suicide rates dramatically increased right as the internet was invented. Or not, it wasn't once it was invented, that once it became mainstream, because that was exactly when it became mainstream, when AOL came out. And that was right around there, man. That was right around there. Crazy, dude. Bro, the internet's killing us.
Since 2001, we have lost far more veterans to suicide than to combat. At the same time, millions of Americans living with depression, PTSD, addiction, and other conditions do not respond to existing treatments. We owe it to our warfighters and veterans to turn over every stone to alleviate the emotional and mental health blowback from their deployments. It's disturbing to me and to the President that hundreds, in fact thousands of veterans are having to travel to Mexico or other countries to experiment with interventions that hold
Can you
great
imagine?
promise, but for which our knowledge is still insufficient.
Like, I had a friend who wanted to do ayahuasca, so I think she even did it. She went with her and her father down to the Amazonian jungle to do ayahuasca in, like, the rainforest or some shit. I don't know, man. It just seems kind of fucking stupid to me. She's a nurse too, dude. Like, she's an actual nurse that takes care of like mentally challenged kids and shit. You see that at LVN. She might be RN now, but like, there ain't no way I would trust going down into the Amazon jungle with some tribesmen and shit. Like, shit can happen down there, dude. It's I don't know, bro. I think I would be extra paranoid. It would fuck with my trip, man. Being in that situation, knowing how far away I am from a hospital or actual like someone who speaks English as a first language. I'm sorry, man, but you can get all the ingredients for ayahuasca in America. You can make it yourself in your kitchen. You don't have to be in a dirty ass rainforest surrounded by bugs, dude, to have the experience, like to to get therapeutic value out of it.
This executive order will remove the legal impediments that block American researchers, scientists, physicians, and clinicians from properly studying these medicines and, where appropriate, establishing protocols for their safe therapeutic use. We're directing the FDA to prioritize therapies that have received breakthrough therapy designation, treatments that early evidence suggests may improve what we have today.
We have our own forests.
We're expanding the use of right to try so that eligible patients with treatment-resistant conditions can access these therapies under medical supervision.
Do you hear this? They're expanding, dude. This is fucking major right here. This is going to expand to the VA, dude. I've had a psychiatrist that specialized in mushrooms, but we couldn't even really talk about the shit, dude, because the VA wasn't about that life. This is going to change everything. They already have doctors working for them that specialize in this shit. They're just not able to do anything with it.
We're also
Not my current doctor. It's not. Oh, there it is right there. You just said it, dude. I might be able to do some mushroom therapy, bro. This is amazing. I've been trying to get mushrooms forever for therapy. I don't want to have to do it in a clinical setting, but fuck, man. I mean, I'll probably give it a whirl.
Under medical supervision. We're also coordinating with the DEA, the Department of Justice, in rescheduling reviews after successful phase 3 trials. When the FDA determines that therapy is safe and effective, patients should not face avoidable delays in access. At the same time, HHS will work with states, the Department of Veterans Affairs, and other federal partners to strengthen research and share clinical data. We will use that data to support faster evidence-based decisions. Through ARPA-H, HHS will allocate, as the President says, at least $50 million from existing funds to partner with states that are advancing these therapies. We will support those efforts with funding, with technical assistance and data sharing consistent with applicable law. Researchers at Johns Hopkins, Stanford, and Harvard, and other leading institutions have reported meaningful and, in some cases, extraordinary clinical improvements. If these results continue, these therapies can offer longer-lasting relief, not just symptom management, and reduce economic burden of mental illness, which costs this country hundreds of billions of dollars every year.
They got Joe Rogan in the middle, and he looks uncomfortable as fuck. And like a lot of people on chat are even talking about it. Like they're like everybody's talking about Joe Rogan should have been high. SMH. Joe needs to become MAGA again. Joe wants that LSD. Joe Rogan, new head. Rogan is out of his element, but he's pushing for this a long time. It's not about taking notes, just standing up for a cause. Those are all the ones I have, and that's just top chat on what I see right there. Because he's got Joe Rogan fucking right behind him, dude, in the very center. And he's the shortest person there. Very interesting imagery. And then he just kind of looks like he does kind of look like he doesn't want to be there. Probably because he's in the very middle, right behind Trump.
Science-based pathway for FDA approval and controlled medical use. The bottom line is progress in mental health treatment has not matched the scale of the problem. I want to thank Joe Rogan for helping bring national attention to innovative, potentially life-saving treatments for veterans.
Hey, for real though,
and others living with
if it weren't for Joe Rogan,
pushing this conversation,
might not be happening.
I also want to thank Representative Morgan Luttrell from Texas and former Navy SEAL Marcus Luttrell for their leadership.
This is probably the biggest thing Joe Rogan's ever
I also want
accomplished.
To thank the CEO of American Tribe again, Brian Hubbard, and the organization's ambassador, former Navy SEAL Henry Berkowitz, and former SEAL Team 6 Rob O'Neill. I want to thank a couple of people for getting this record time across the finish line.
Fear Factor guy.
And Dr. Heidi Overton, thank you, Heidi, for your leadership and for your attention to detail, which is often frustrating, but always right. So thank you, and thank you above all, Mr. President.
Thank you. very much, Bobby. And you're fantastic. Bobby's really done an amazing job. You know, Maha, it's a big deal. And I want to thank you. You work so hard, Oz and everybody up here. And I
Do you
just
think
want to
he
thank you. Great job. And it's somewhat
Do you think he likes to be called Bobby?
outside of the box. Would you say?
I wonder about that.
Right? Would you say, Oz? Marty, please.
Great, thank you, Mr. President. Next week, the FDA will issue 3 national priority vouchers for serotonin 2A agonists, also known as psychedelics. Under this new program, in this administration, drugs can get approved in weeks, not a year or a year plus, but in weeks. They are in line with our national priorities. We have 18 vouchers in the program. We'll be adding 3 more next week. This is an unmet public health need, and there are potentially promising treatments. That's why there's a sense of urgency around this. That's why we're doing it now. The applications are about to come in, so this is the natural, perfect timing for this announcement. For many men and women, they have been fighting battles on the ground. But even after the wars are over, those battles continue in their mind. Now, there are a lot of medications in medicine where we don't know exactly how it works, but we see profound results. If we actually listen to those who experience the therapeutic value, we can learn as a medical field. We just have to
This is
listen.
huge, dude.
The stories of those individuals with dramatic results, that is data. That is scientific data, even from a single individual. We also have randomized controlled trials. And we have to do that because we need to be able to say there's good support when we recommend these therapeutics. If you look at those trials, there's a 30 to 40% remission rate for conditions like PTSD. Otherwise, we got nothing. We have almost nothing for these conditions. And today, the FDA is also announcing the first Ibogaine investigational new drug clearance. This will pave the way for the first and ever human trials in the United States. To be clear, the FDA will also have criteria and circumstances that have to be used to administer these drugs. These drugs can have side effects, and so it's not like you go to the pharmacy and pick it up. It's like medications that are administered in an ICU or an operating room. There are criteria for doing it in a controlled setting. Finally, given the urgency of today's mental health crisis, I just want to thank you, Mr. President, and say the FDA is proud to support this broader effort to evaluate new therapeutics for some of the greatest Americans we have in this country.
Thank you very much. Doing a great job, Kim. Appreciate it. Marcus?
Yes, sir.
I wonder if it'll
Start
affect
off
me
with, Thank you so much for having us in here
at all.
doing this. You're going to save a lot of lives with it. I'd like to say how grateful I am to have had the opportunity to go through the program and receive the Ibogaine. It absolutely changed my life for the better. I went through a lot of the programs that the veterans are going through, and I always kind of felt like I was a victim coming out of the program. When I came out of this, I felt like I had gotten my life back. That was 5 years ago. I literally lived the best days of my life every single day. I'm so thankful for everybody who's in this room to help out with this. I know this is kind of a new frontier for us, and just the fact that we're taking this kind of slow as smooth as fast, we're getting it in there so we can test this out so that we don't get ahead of ourselves. I think that's very impactful. I think there's a lot of people out there that need help, not only our veterans, but our civilian population that can benefit from this. And it's going to do great things for our country to get it back on track and open up a lot of doorways and pathways for us to be successful in the future. Thank you for your time.
That's fantastic. So you've done this 5 years?
Yes, sir.
And it's just been a whole different.
Every single day is a better day for me.
Wow, that's amazing, really.
I can vouch for that.
Come here, look, this guy's got guts. Come here. These guys. Two good guys. I didn't realize you were involved in it already. It's the best
Yes, sir.
estimate you can have. There's nothing better than that.
Both of them, they're
A
seals
man who's
too.
really respected by everybody. He's a
Interesting.
fantastic person. Joe Rogan, to say a few words, please, Joe.
Well, I want to say that I'm here because of the man to my left. Brian Hubbard and former Texas Governor Rick Perry came on my podcast. They told me how impactful this medicine is. And having that conversation with them, millions of people got a chance to hear their story, hear the stories of all the different people that have had life-changing experiences from it. And I want Brian to be able to speak about this.
Good. Brian, please.
Thank you, sir.
I heard that you have no trouble speaking. He's got no trouble speaking.
I want to assure you that my presence here is the most concrete affirmation that God has a wonderful sense of humor. Thank you. Thank you. Federal prohibition of psychedelic medicine in America is over. On the 250th year, on the 250th year of our nation's founding, everyone who has fought for this day through decades of monumental struggle, sacrifice, and suffering can now declare a seminal victory for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Rights we bear as images of our eternal Creator, whose essence is almighty, eternal, unconditional love for each and every one of us. This is the end of the beginning. We have moved mountains, yet there are mountains to move. Government systems which have relentlessly suppressed psychedelics are the same systems which will now manage their emergence. We dare not let our guard down for 1 second and be hair trigger ready to impose accountability for incompetence, obstruction, or failure. Credit belongs where credit is due. With this executive order, President Trump has delivered an epic victory for all humanity. I thank him for having the courage to make this happen, and my mission brother, Joe Rogan, for having the spine to make the ask. To our brothers and sisters in Gabon, you have our deepest gratitude for your stewardship of the sacred tree grown for the healing of nations. I will do my best to deliver the respect and honor you deserve for helping heal this nation. It is my joy to deliver these good tidings unto the meek, which will hopefully bind up the brokenhearted, proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to all who are bound. God bless you, and God bless America.
Thank you.
This is such a big deal, dude. The pharmaceutical companies are about to
I want to tell you
fucking
right
have
now
a
what's
fit.
happening. I sent President Trump some information. We have a gigantic opiate problem in this country, obviously. In 2024, more than 80,000 people died of overdoses. It's a horrible number. And there's more than 5 million people that are addicted to opiates right now in this country. With 1 dose of Ibogaine, more than 80% of people are free of that addiction. With 2 doses, it's more than 90%. I sent him that information. The text message came back, sounds great. Do you want FDA approval? Let's do it. It was literally that quick. These drugs are illegal not because they're harmful. They're illegal because of the 1970 Controlled Substances Act that was passed by the Richard Nixon administration. They did it to target the civil rights movement and the anti-war movement. It's not because these drugs harm people. And for 56 years, we've lived under those terrible conditions. We're free of that now. We're free of that now. Thanks to all these people that we see next to me, and thanks to President Trump.
Is this really fucking happening, dude? This is such a major deal. It's happening on a fucking Saturday, dude.
We all respect Joe, and
Hey,
it's a little bit.
it happened
more
2 hours
liberal.
ago, but still.
That's okay. Hey, I'm
Oh,
glad our friends
shit.
that are liberal. We all respect Joe, and it's a little bit more liberal than. That's okay. I have a lot of friends that are liberal, but Joe is an amazing guy. He wrote me a little note about this, and I had it checked out. I didn't just do it. I had it checked out. went to Bobby and Oz, and went to some of the people that work for you, Little Pros, and everybody came back with the same answer. You know, normally they'll come back, because this happens a lot. We have a couple of them like that, where they're not sure. It's like, you know, it goes two ways. This thing, everybody thought it was incredible.
Hey,
And I told Bobby, I said, Bobby, let's just do it and get Oz involved, and it's gonna get done so quickly, and you guys did a great job. Would you like to say something else?
Mr. President, I want to thank Matt Zora, who's hiding in the back there, who actually on Sunday wrote a draft for this. You already thanked Heidi and Kelly, but you know, Susie Wiles makes everything run here. This was an unimaginable task in 1 week to be able to go from a series of connections and communications with Joe Rogan through the honey badger of them all, Bobby Kennedy, who said, we're not going to stop. We didn't start calling everyone down. The bike Steph Spears been involved, and Chris Klump, who's been doing a fantastic job, helping run everything in great efficiency, made something. I just want to emphasize this. This is an entire paradigm shift away from a one-day a pill model, which has failed so many. And to the many who are drug resistant that Joe just spoke to, offers them a way of getting out of that rut. The question now is, can we study why it works to understand it better, to use it better? That's what Jay Bhattacharya is going to do, NIH, with major funding support, perhaps some ARPA as well. Marty spoke eloquently about the FDA's accelerated pathway for this. And then we're going to, when we learn more, figure out better ways of getting access to these products through our healthcare system. This is an extraordinarily exciting day, and it would never happen if the president just would not take no for an answer. He called on the way, Joe, to the fight on Saturday. And I think he was as determined to get this done as the men in those rings and women in those rings that night. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, determined.
Yeah, I want to thank Professor Nolan Williams. When I was a professor at Stanford, I got to know him, and he taught me about ibogaine and all the promise that it has for treatment-resistant depression and so many other conditions. And frankly, for me, I learned a lot. He unfortunately passed away last year. I want to thank this amazing team that just moved heaven and earth to get things done. I do want to emphasize this is something that we're still studying, and we have to keep studying. We have to figure out the right way to like make sure we administer it, that it's safe, that we don't
mushrooms, though.
just take it for granted. We already know everything, because we don't.
Is it just
and for the
ibogaine?
NIH and for ARPA-H, we are absolutely committed to making sure that we keep studying it, keep getting the best gold standard science on it. You see here, Nora Volkow, who's my National Institute of Drug Abuse director, and she's been an absolute hero in just developing scientific, so the commitment for American science to focus on this, and in many ways, that scientific advance that brought us to this moment. So thank you, President Trump.
But if it's good, we want to get it fully approved fast, right?
I mean, for the things that have great evidence, and that's
Because,
what
you
we're
know, these studies are going for a long time, if it's good. I mean, I have a witness right here, these two incredible brothers, that to me is a study, right?
It's just as Commissioner McCary said, there's stuff that we know and we can tell it works. We still got to figure out sometimes how it works or why it works. That we got to keep doing even as we move forward fast.
But it does work.
Some of those, I mean, absolutely, some of those treatments, absolutely. You can see the adjustment here.
I'm trying to get the answer, because it either works or it doesn't. I would think that there's been a lot of research already, indirect research, maybe the ultimate research, people that have taken it, because I've spoken to people that have taken it, aside from the
Right,
trial.
why don't fucking doctors take into account all the peer review? Well, they might not be their peers, but it's all the people who have done ibogaine or mushrooms and have stories of it helping. Like, why don't, like, what do you mean? There's not just those two dudes. There's millions of people, dude, that have stories of it helping.
I've spoken to 5 people that
Mr. President, we're-
that had big problems.
That was 3 times.
Yeah, please.
Some doctors are
fixed
thick in
my
the head.
demonic
This
relationship.
is Rob O'Neill, who's a friend of mine and a great guy. Go ahead.
It fixed my demonic relationship with alcohol. It saved my life, and then it saved my wife. So every day's a blessing. It took about 3 years of.
Yeah, I didn't drink hardly
different adventures.
when I was using a lot of mushrooms.
That's not fun.
So without it, you would have had problems.
I did it with, there was a Green Beret 28-year Sergeant Major that told me when we finished, make sure you tell Amber Capone, the CEO of Veterans Exploring Treatment Solutions, that she saved my life because I was going to kill myself next week. This was my last chance. I had a 28-year veteran tell me that. This worked.
Okay. Good.
I actually stopped drinking for 2 years because of it.
Ask Marcus to speak about his experience.
Thank you, Secretary. Yeah, Mr. President, what Robin was talking about, my wife Amber Capone is the CEO of our charity VETS, Veterans Memorial Treatment Solutions. We had prayed for this day to come 10 years ago when we started the charity. We've been sending veterans outside the country that you've been talking about for years, several thousand now, and we said the mission will end once this day happens, so we believe this is a huge step in maybe that the mission goes away and now we have affordable access right here in the U.S.
Why didn't they get it done?
We're getting it done, right? You're getting it done.
Why, other presidents looking at it, why didn't they get it done?
I guess that's my job. I'm not gonna answer that question, sir.
Go ahead.
There's a small group of us in the House that have been trying to move legislation since I showed up. Mr. Correa, Mr. Bergman, Mr. McCall, Mr. Crenshaw, every year have tried to move legislation. That side of the room's not gonna like what I have to say about this. And every year it's all fallen short. Every year it's all fallen short. And it's because of the proverbial roadblocks that are always in the way.
Pharmaceutical
Fair
companies.
assessment.
They're paying these
But those
motherfuckers.
members and myself were convicted never to give up. Ever.
Why?
And with this executive order, I'm going to maintain composure, Mr. President. With this executive order, you've broken down those barriers and allowed us. I have all the faith in the world that this will codify and remain forever. So thank you very much for taking care of your service members and your veterans and giving the members that have been working on this for so long a chance. Thank you, sir.
Well, this, when I sign this does solve it for the 3 year, but we'll get that codified very soon.
Absolutely. Thank
Once I sign it, we get them codified, so we'll make it.
Oh,
fun.
no,
I have
it might
doubt
not
it's gonna be
stick.
Working. Would anybody else like to say something?
Aw.
These two women are so talented.
Well, I love an executive order that says research,
But
research,
didn't-
research, because it's
We
ultimately
should
what
shut it
guides
down,
us
the
on how
dibs.
to
Doesn't
optimally
make
do
sense.
things. And I think that this is what hopefully will start to happen, and bringing up change in a system that has been very difficult to modify because of prior experiences. These drugs have unique characteristics that could actually, if we don't investigate them, can bring us into potential applications that currently we're not thinking about. But if we close the door to science, if we close the door to data, we'll just keep on doing the same thing again.
You think the door was closed?
It was hard.
Yes.
It was hard to do research.
It's very,
Yeah,
very
it was
hard.
close.
And it's actually just by scheduling as a one, it makes it very
So this
difficult.
is a big move then. It's gonna have.
Dude, this is
Big
fucking
That
monumental.
we're talking about.
For sure.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad we didn't waste the Saturday morning.
Yeah, you said glad we didn't waste this Saturday morning. Dude, why is he doing this on a Saturday?
Mr.
Crazy news
President,
for a
this
Saturday.
is a much needed, bold move for precision mental health for our veterans and others, and accelerates access to personalized targeted treatments. As you have heard, many veterans and others experiencing mental health disorders, they go through up to years of trial and error, trying one treatment that doesn't
So
work,
many
trying
different-
another and not knowing
Try this one.
why.
Try this one. You want some fruit there?
My work at Stanford and
Try
with
Phil.
my colleagues is to develop brain-based tests that can be measured right now in our VA and other locations
What?
that help us understand why these new treatments work and who they'll be most effective for.
Brain-based.
So with your mandate, we are in a position to
Like-
really accelerate
I want a bunch
saving
of
lives of
probes
many more people and getting them
on me while I'm
sooner.
tripping.
And I believe that with this, the United States will be the first country in the world to treat mental health like we do cancer and like we do many other chronic mental illnesses.
We know the world is. The world is actually watching this, because there are a lot of countries that wanna do this.
Yo, dude,
And they
pharmaceutical
haven't been able to.
companies
They're gonna be following suit.
gotta
Very,
be
very strong.
freaking
Thank
out
you very
right
much,
now,
both.
dude.
Anybody else? You guys okay? Everybody, let's sign it.
All of them.
Say something?
Mr. President, thank you. This treatment saved my life as well, and so many fellow veterans.
Why do you
Helped me
keep
get
talking
off
about
opioids.
Ibogaine, though?
Stopped using a nerve stimulator I hadn't played to sleep for the first time in over 10 years. So thank you.
And you have no doubt, right?
Zero.
Wow. That's, to me, that's the best research of all, frankly.
Hopefully mushrooms are included in
It's
this.
my honor.
Because, dude, you can grow mushrooms in your house very easily. Like, they grow themselves once they start growing. Pretty, I mean,
I want to be working better.
you gotta mist them every day, keep the temperature right. But they're easier to grow than weed.
It weeds a weed. But ibogaine, that's different. I don't know, look at a tree or some shit. Right? The datura flowers, I don't really know.
Questions of the folks, and I think we'll keep it on the subject pretty much. They'll have some questions of Iran, I know that, but this is such an important subject that I'd rather let this just speak for itself. And we'll be talking about Iran later. We have very good conversations going on. It's working out very well. They got a little cute, as they have been doing for 47 years, and nobody ever took them on. We took them on. They have no Navy, they have no Air Force.
Oh, not Iran. Come on, man.
It is regime change. We call it enforced regime change. But we're talking to them, they wanted to close up. Straight again, as they've been doing for years, and they can't black balance. In fact, a lot of the ships are coming up to Texas. I don't know if you know, in Louisiana, the ships are coming up. They got used to it. Maybe they'll keep
It's on your tongue. I got it. I got it.
But
It's ringing.
it's going actually
Ah.
along very well. And we'll see.
So you like it on that
We'll have
side,
some
don't you?
information by the end of the day. We're talking to them. And
you're so
taking it
good,
to
you're so
a lot of people, a lot of our people, I think, a lot of your fellow soldiers have been killed over the years by Iran, the roadside bomb. Soleimani, I killed Soleimani.
He was making these explosive sensors, making Iran being Iraqi blast into the vehicles.
Well, he was the father of the roadside bomb, essentially, and he killed a lot of people. And when you see soldiers or others, but soldiers generally walking around with no legs, with no arms, a face that's been smashed, that was Soleimani. That was
Alright, we gotta feed the kitties. Do you know what? Thanks, Miss Bungle. That's my random thumbnail of the day. Can you tell what it is? How are you doing? Did you hear the news of the psychedelics right now, right there? Trump just signed it. Just signed it. Pretty crazy. That's probably one of the most monumental things he's done. Because, like I said, like the pharmaceutical companies, man, they're going to start losing a ton of money now. They're not going to be able to capitalize off people needing a pill every day for multiple conditions. Sweet Pea, god damn it. Holy shit, you're cute, but they're annoying too. Come on, Sawyer. Come on, buddy. Sawyer, come on. Sawyer, come on. Sawyer, now you don't want to do it either. Come on, buddy. Sawyer. Sawyer. Come on. Come on, Sawyer. Come on. Come on. Come on, sit. Come on. Come on, Sawyer. Come on, Sawyer. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. You're a juicy boy. Good boy. Alright. Isn't that so smart? Crazy, man. It's Saturday, dude. This shit, it legit made me, made my face leak. I, uncontrollably had tears coming out of my eyes. I don't know why. I think it's just because it feels like it's an extremely, if it's real, if that's really, they're going to start working on more than just that, all psychedelics, they're going to maybe be able to look into MDMA and mushrooms and whatever, all of them that could be therapeutic. Maybe even weed. Does that mean that the federal government do they classify weed as a psychedelic? Because if they do, that means the feds can now start looking at weed again. That even means that the VA could prescribe weed, possibly. Alright, that's done. We got them hooked. The F up, baby. Onion sandwich, that's exactly what it is. Good boy, Sawyer. Good boy, Joey. Good boy. Eat it all up, okay, buddy? Tooth hit the bowl. He needs a new bowl. I wonder if it bothers him when it does that, when it goes up the side, because he just stopped eating after it did it. It went up the side and made kind of like the clanking sound from his teeth. He's repositioning so it doesn't do it, maybe? So I put around 105 grams of food on Sawyer's plate. I put 85 grams on Sweet Pea's plate. He's got that much left. How do you do that? How do you have this capability of just devouring food? Meanwhile, him, 11-month-old kitten, has left at least 65 grams there. He hasn't even eaten half of what I put down. He's probably eaten like half a can. Why do you make me leave you in there for so long, dude? I just wish, I don't know if he just has a small stomach. What's going on here? But, I mean, I guess I could let him, it's just if I get him, I'm trying to get him used to not grazing. So I'd like to let him out now, let him play, run around, get his appetite back up. I mean, that might be my only option to really, but that really ties me up, man. If I gotta do that. But I really only have to do that until he's done growing. So then I can always get him used to not grazing, I guess. I don't know, man. I really don't know. Here, go on out. get some exercise. I gotta do your litter box. You made a mess over here and shit anyway, so you're gonna give me trouble. I'll just put him back up in there in like 20 minutes or so. Eat a chunk more. If not, he's gonna just stare at me like, what are you doing? Am I back in here? Meanwhile, I can do her box. I gotta go get cat litter today. I'm out. And they need new litter. Hey, get off there. Y'all like pissing on that? No. What are you doing, Jankum boy? Get out of here, weirdo. Come on, man. You don't smell the poopy clumps. You got your own, don't you? Oh, it's not her poopy clumps, though, is it? Spicy. Hey, bro. Sorry, bro. Oh my God, you both are pestering me right now. She's messing with this. He's laying underneath where I need to set this right now. Go this way. Here, go that way. Sawyer, come on, man. Sawyer, go that way. No, get the fuck over there. Fuck. He's really intrigued with my excavation process over here. Sawyer, I'm gonna do this, okay? Bro, he's really into it. Can y'all see him? He's like really checking me out over here. I've never had a cat this into me doing the litter box. I need to get that chunk. He's in it almost. Like, so this is what I do. This is what you do, human. No, I need that. I need this. Sawyer. What, you gonna help me do it, buddy? Yeah, let me clean it out. Wait, hey, no! Oh, no. Come here. I can't do it with you in here. I wonder if the reporters are going to question him about what psychedelics are included with this new thing. This new executive order. Because they didn't really say, did they? Dude, Sawyer was pressing the buttons on the screen and shit. Holy shit. He almost like did something. Bro. It was in another, it actually closed out this app and everything, and he was starting to press on my other apps. No. Oh, come on. All right, I gotta go out with this bag, because if I don't go in and take it out, then they'll try to play with it. No, stop. Fucking doing that. bolts as fast as he can at the door. Home. Just a little bit of my hand. Yeah.
Brand that did that, so we have a much different view on it than other
Oh shit,
presidents.
hold on, I gotta check something. Or Trident. I had to tell Trident to get off the front porch right now. I feel kind of bad. I had to kind of hit her to get off the front porch. She's still out there though, but I wish she could just hang out there. Simon ain't having it though. territorial, man. Like, he really freaks out about Trident being on the front porch, or even in the front yard at all. He's staring at her, and I'm trying to pet him and calm him down, and like just go to chill. He starts hissing and just won't stop staring at her. Why doesn't he like Trident? I wonder. Why does he like any of the cats out there? He's so territorial. Like, I don't see Sweet Pea and Sawyer wigging out when they see another cat. Maybe it's because they can't smell her. He can get to the door and smell. I do hope it's not stressing him out too much. I closed the, no, did I close it? Yeah. Yeah, I closed the front door, so he decided he wanted to go look out the front window then at her. He insisted to be led back into the room. I mean, I've started feeding her again, so she's gonna show up. She was showing up anyway, though, man. She was showing up anyway. Every day, well, not every day, but she was showing up. At least every 3 days to 2 days. I don't know, man. As long as I can get flea medication in them, I'm not gonna just abandon them and be like, no food for you. Especially the ones that I spayed and neutered. I mean, that was probably, that was probably one of the most traumatic events of their life. Having all that shit done to them, being abducted by aliens and shit. I got a bond with the ones that I went through that with. Holding them in the garage for the night afterwards and letting them out the next morning and stuff. Of course, Trident had it special. She was held somewhere because we had her done on the 4th of July, I believe it was. Wasn't it? Because there were a ton of, I remember there were a ton of fireworks, whatever it was, and they held her for me for that night. Because I felt like my garage was going to be chaotic and super fucking scary, because I know how this neighborhood gets. And that's Trident. That's the one I'm talking about. That's her. She was held. It was still probably traumatic though. And that's the only two. I've only got those two from across the street that I've TNR'd that I still see. The other two are MIA for months. So I feel somewhat of an obligation to feed them, even though they live across the street. Because the people across the street aren't doing what they're supposed to do. Hopefully Trident stays out there. She probably will. I don't think she has many places to go. That's sad. She hangs out here a lot. She doesn't even get petted. She just sits out there. That means she's probably not getting petted many other places. She's willing to just sit here not getting petted all day. Well, it's not really all day though. But sometimes I will catch her out there afternoon. Such a mystery with these cats. I don't know what the hell's going on with their lives. knows what I see here. Just remember, I'm supposed to get Penelope or Flea Med too. I see her. She's due. She's like 2 or 3 days past due. Crossback. Oh, I didn't rescue Crossback. No, Gary did that. I mean, I helped somewhat with letting them know that her tail was getting, because he trapped her the first time and got her tail lopped off and fixed and everything, flea medicated and what else? They probably gave her shots, but then it got infected and her bone was sticking out. It was getting necrotic. And I let them know. I took pictures of it and let them know that it was happening. And they came back and got her. They came and made sure they got her. So I was involved, but definitely wasn't the main. Like I don't think I would have been able to do what he did do, because I didn't want to take her to that place, because I thought they were going to put her down if I took her there. And he had to sign the same thing that I was going to have to sign for Sawyer, like just we could destroy this animal or whatever. I forget what it said, something like that, but it said destroy. So he had to sign that too, hoping that they wouldn't destroy her. And apparently somebody needed practice on cutting tails off and suturing them. So they did it. I heard that she's on a farm, but I never was able to get pictures. Don't know if she's out there. Was it he or she? I forget now. It was a he, huh? I think it was a he. I can't remember now though. Been too long. Yeah, it was a he. It was a he for sure, because I remember him chasing the females even when he had his. Oh, he had something wrong with his paw too, right? Was his fucking paw broken or some shit? He couldn't run right. It wasn't just the tail, right? His paw was all fucked. He was a tripod cat, right? Didn't they have to like amputate his arm? I think they had to amputate his entire fucking arm. I forgot about that, dude. That's why he was so like, I was like, damn, they didn't just do his tail. They did his arm and his tail. And he was running around here with 3 legs and shit. But he was still chasing the females trying to get laid. That's why I was like, that shit was a trip. But he still had the horny drive. I think I remember that being the case, dude, because I remember, yeah. It was a male, because I remember thinking if it was a female, it'd be really fucking bad, dude, because then they would it would be constantly getting raped by horny males, but it wasn't. I was thankful for that shit, because if not, I would have been super worried for her all the time, being out there like that. Because I don't think they had to be in heat for the males to try to get some. Except Sawyer. What? No, it must have been a different cat. Sawyer was only out there for one. Oh, was it that one day?
But was he out there that day with Sawyer? Oh, he was, huh? God dang, that was a long time ago now. It feels like though it was longer ago. I thought that he went to the farm over a year ago. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Sawyer like ran up to the bowl with Cross back there, right? And he was about to start eating. That's when I was like, I ran out there, and it scared them all. Crossback, I scared Crossback really bad. Damn, a lot's happened, dude. That was less than a year ago. Crazy. Because he's not a year old yet. He's 11 months old, so that was like 10 months ago. No. No, because he was I think he was 6 to 7 weeks when I found him. So 9? That was only 9 months ago? Really? Really? Dude, Crossback was here 9 months ago. That's actually crazy to me, dude. Because it seems like that was like a year and a half ago. It seems like it was. At least before, like, oh no, it was. It was before that though. I was thinking New Year's and shit. Like, of course. That was last summer though, dude. Dude. So much has happened since then. These cats. Oh man. Simon with Sawyer especially. You know, dang, dude. Get him to eat, maybe like run him around the room for a little while. But in the interim, probably going to feed the outdoor cats. Simon's eating right now though. I bet you I could have caught that gray kitten that I've let live on the street. I do feel kind of guilty about that. But I just couldn't do another one, man. That would have been over fucking the limit. I would have been over encumbered. Yep, for sure, with another one. This is already juggling a lot. I'm sorry, Gray Kitty. I could have strapped it probably though. But it always seemed like it was in better shape. It was older. It was much older than Sweet Pea when I first saw it. And it was much healthier looking than Sawyer when I first saw it. So I wasn't as concerned with the gray kitten. Your best thing to do is to not fuck with them. Let them stay as feral as they can. That is, you know, help them.
but let them stay feral. TNR them, but let them stay feral, because that's going to give them their highest likelihood of like survival in the wild. And eventually maybe somebody like me can coerce them into being a more of a friendly feral, and maybe even adoptable. But like getting them super like domesticated in the backyard, that is actually putting them at a disadvantage, because then they won't hunt as much. They won't feel is self or independent. So see, that's the thing with Simon. Simon was that. Somebody had somehow did that to him, dude. When I first found him, I was on my way to college, well, community college one morning, and I was actually early, an hour early on accident. Because at daylight savings time or some shit had done its thing, you know? And I had noticed him like the day before playing with some Mexican kids outside of their place, and I thought maybe he was theirs, and he had gotten out, and because he was so friendly with them, oh, it must be theirs. I don't want him to get hurt out here, so I put him in my apartment and got some dry food for my neighbor, and I went to school, dude. Like, I didn't know if my shit was gonna be. I had thrift store furniture, dude, at the time. You know what I mean? I had a Big Lots bed that was on the floor. I still have that same bed on the floor. No frame. But it's a good bed. It was only $450. And he had fleas and worms and was dirty as shit. And I was like, here's my place. I'm going to school. Crazy shit. I wouldn't do that nowadays. He would have went in the bathroom nowadays, for sure. He'd been quarantined. But I didn't know any better. And when I got back, I asked around, found out it wasn't their cat. It was just a street cat that was extremely friendly and trusting, and that is dangerous for them. It can actually inhibit their ability to defend themselves in the wild, especially against crazy humans that like to kick them and shit. They're dog lovers, whatever. Like Abu. But he would have probably had a bad time if someone didn't take him in, staying on the streets. I'll never know, man. I never know. But here we are. He came up to me, dude. He came up to my feet, and I was like, "Hey, little guy! Oh my God, what are you doing out here?" He was. I have an image of him here on my desktop. Check this out. This is the day I found Simon. It's my background. Right here. Get this all shit off my screen. It's a little blurry. Sure, how many stuff on here? Alright, we're good. That's how big Simon was the day I found him. So he was kind of big. That's why I was like, this guy's somebody's kitten, man. He was probably over 8 weeks, huh? I had a size 15 foot though. So I should have put, look how dirty that carpet is, bro. By the way, I had just moved into this place. I inherited this dirty ass shit. That wasn't me. That wasn't me, bro. I had just lived here for maybe half a year, and the guy who was my roommate, he was the guy who was on the lease, and like I think he had just moved out like the month before that, or so, something around there. I had a new roommate already. Really cool dude, college graduate. He was young dude too. He was like in his 20s. He was younger than me and already graduated college. I'll never forget that dude. He was probably the best roommate I have ever had. But he was really good with Simon too. Asian dude. Yeah, man. That was a day number one right there, though. That's how sweet, like, he was already like that on the first day with his belly up and just like, so loving. I mean, neither one of these kittens were like that, but they were much younger and much more scared of the situation. He was like, all right, we're here now. What are we doing? Of course, he wasn't in a bathroom, but I wonder how they would have reacted had I given them free reign to the place. If they would have went and hid in a corner, or what they would have done. You know, I'll never know, because I was wiser to what to do. They're always supposed to be quarantined, at least for flea's sake, not having your place just covered in fleas.
That was you, Simon. That was you. That was how big you are. Oh, boy, how big you are.
16 years later. I'm so glad you don't smell like cat litter. I don't know how I did that for so long. I did that. I really shouldn't have. I didn't pet them enough. I didn't pet him enough because of it. Like right now, I'd be like, I gotta wash my hands. I'd always have to wash my hands after petting him because I couldn't stand to smell the cat, the floral essence that it left behind. He's eating, he's licking. That's good. I can't believe you were able to tell what that thumbnail was. That's amazing. Actually, I thought people were just gonna they weren't even gonna pay any attention to it. Like it didn't matter or something. And that made sense to me. That made the most sense. Because I mean, it doesn't matter, does it? But you took the time to decipher what exactly that is. Y'all didn't hear earlier, Trump has made psychedelics researchable in America.
They've gotten away with murder for
But now he's
47
talking
years.
about
They're not getting
Iran.
away with it anymore.
Again.
Does anybody have any questions
Here
with
we
the great professionals, please?
So I wanted to know, could this potentially ever be available through the VA? You know, because I was talking to Liz over here,
Of course.
you guys were down in Mexico together, but it's really expensive. And this is another drug that's expensive.
That's,
A lot
we
of
have the
veterans-
right guy, Oz.
A
Let's
lot of
go.
veterans need this.
Boy, are you good for this question. You're talking about expense and availability.
So I spoke to Doug Collins. Obviously, both he obviously pays for the VA, and we pay for Medicare, Medicaid, children's health insurance. Are very focused on the results that the NIH and FDA are going to offer us. We have a mechanism of creating models, CMMI. That might be the wise way to go because we can continue to study the impact. This is such a massive shift in how you deliver care. Imagine if instead of taking a pill a day for your depression, you go through one treatment, but you have to have few people watching you. It's a very different world. So we're working that through. That's why the president, who I think this is the perfect step to get everything rolling, to deliver on the promise he
What's
made.
timing would you say on that before you know?
We could have a CMMI model that we would announce by the end of this year. But the reason I'm not committing to that now is I want to make sure that the FDA and NIH have time, along with great scientists, to give us a bit more information about how to deliver care. I'll give you one concrete example. For things like, well, Ibogaine is a little different story, but you would want 2 people in the room during the treatment. That's true for many of these approaches. That's a very different way of delivering medicine. And so the models that Abe Sutton runs that group for us and has done a great job for the president, that would be probably the fastest way of moving forward and give the VA data so they can make wiser decisions, because Doug Collins is very focused on this.
There's one thing I'd add. There's nothing more expensive right now than the mental health crisis in America. 21% of Americans have a diagnosable mental health condition. The leading 1% of there's nothing more
21%.
expensive right now than the mental health crisis in America. 21% of Americans have a diagnosable mental health condition. The leading
1 in 5 Americans. Okay, I guess that's not too bad. God damn it. No wonder Costco sucks so much walking around there. That's where they're all at. Dude, I bet if they were to take the numbers on that, per capita, Costco people, and dude, Costco, that percentage is going to be way higher, I bet. Yep. Where else? There though. I think that's one of the big ones. It's got to be. I bet they're more like 50%. I wonder, dude. Yo, what if Costco knows because they're all getting the prescriptions there?
The second leading cause of death for young adults today is suicide. Mr. President, antidepressants right now are the most prescribed class of medications in the country. Over 20% of women are on an antidepressant.
Is that good in terms of do they work?
There's highly problematic research on the fact that over 20% of U.S. women are on these drugs that are prescribed for life. We have a mental health crisis, and
they work?
Yeah, and the thing is, are those causing autism? Are they on those while they're pregnant? What's that fucking doing? Do we know? No, we don't know. We definitely don't fucking know.
They don't. I'm on a couple of them. And
I would not have.
they don't. But no, it is definitely an issue for women.
But, Mr. President, what you and Secretary Kennedy unlocked is for the first time questioning this system, that where we spend 3 times more per capita than any other country in the world, and we are living 6-7 years less. We have the highest rates of suicide and depression in the developed world. The incentives of our system.
And by the way, autism, which we're really working hard on, right, Bob?
We have the highest rates.
And we're coming up with some pretty amazing findings.
Pediatric cancer is the highest rates in the world. We are struggling and paying more than any other country, and the power of this executive order is really representative and gives validation to the cries of Maha moms and the votes of Maha moms, because for the first time it's taking a therapy that's one time. This is a one time, not a lifetime drug that can change someone's life, and that's the power, and I think that's why this is.
So the antidepressants, although we read about it and we prescribe to our military, they're not very effective?
It's a lifetime drug, and
well, even if it's lifetime, but do they?
Look at what's happened as we've prescribed them. They've been one of the most prescribed.
The numbers are not great.
Perhaps I could jump in from the scientific side.
Thank you, Mr. President. What's the timeline for those with mental health?
I think what's really important about your order is you include, we really want to understand why these rapid-acting treatments
Dude,
work.
that was dope. Joe Rogan was like, hey, she wants to say something. You go, Joe. I'm sorry. I just had to give Joe props for that. He was the guy right there.
Include, we really want to understand why these rapid-acting treatments work. We need that for every treatment in mental health illnesses. Standard antidepressants in research, they do work for some people, but certainly not everyone. And if we think of cancer, all other conditions, we have a test to know which treatment is needed, and we don't have that for mental illness. It's guesswork.
This is tough. With that, it either works or it doesn't work, and you have the result with this, you don't.
As part of this order, I think it's really important that we're able to have the investment to understand who does this work for, and the test to accompany that. So thank you for making that.
Do you think this can be a big step above antidepressants, what we're doing?
Yeah. I think it can be identifying who doesn't respond to an antidepressant straight away, rather than waiting for years. And
what percentage of people respond positively to antidepressants?
20 to 30%.
That's it?
No.
That's not great.
What?
Thank you very much.
Did you hear that? 20 to 30% only respond good to antidepressants. No wonder benzos are so used in the world, because they're not an antidepressant. They actually work. Yeah, baby.
What's the timeline for those with mental health disorders, substance abuse disorders, to readily take advantage of this treatment based upon the executive order that you're signing today?
So I'd like to ask maybe Marty that question.
Sure. So first of all, right now it's available on clinical trials. We have not had applications in-house at the FDA. There was one that came in under the Biden administration. It was kicked out and not accepted. We now have 3 applications that are imminent, and we'll be issuing vouchers next week. The fastest FDA approval was 42 days during the HIV epidemic. On our national priority voucher program under President Trump, we are now down to that time frame on a routine basis instead of a year. In my opinion, we need the same level of urgency we had with HIV for PTSD and depression and anxiety and our mental health disorder and cancer and heart disease and so many other
to be fair, it's probably killing more people than AIDS was back then. AIDS was pretty niche. It was a niche market.
So you're going to see decisions out from the FDA later this summer, as soon as we get the applications.
That's great. That's great.
And Mr. President, I'd like that.
Joe Rogan with a loud clap. Okay.
I really like that answer.
Thank you, Mr. President. And then in regards to the timing of the executive order, was there not enough known about this treatment a year ago, or 5 years ago, or 8 years ago to sign the executive order that you signed?
So do you want to answer that question? Go ahead.
I just
That in 2016, the lead professor at Johns Hopkins said this was the most promising therapy that he's seen in his career, and many doctors from leading institutions said that. There's been a hold, there's been incentives against this, and it's the bravery and leadership of President Trump that's getting this done. It started, and this, to be clear, is starting a fast-track scientific process that's subject to FDA approval. But this has been known among leading institutions for many times as a very promising therapy.
So could it not have been signed in your first term, or there just wasn't enough information to it?
Nobody told me about it. I got, all of a sudden I've been getting a lot of calls. I think a lot's, in all fairness, I think a lot's been learned over the last.
Yeah, I mean, I should say that. I mean, a lot has been learned over the past few years. I think in the first term, if I was standing behind the president, I would be much more comfortable than I am now, thanks to the research that's been done. I mean, still a lot more to do. It's worked for so many people, and it's really a great move to do this. But the research is really important, because we're going to keep improving, keep learning, and make sure that the people get the treatment they need when they are depressed, when they are addicted, when they have PTSD. That's if you keep doing the research and also acknowledge the research that's been done, that's when you get good health policy.
And Secretary Kennedy's role, he just doesn't stop. I mean, every day, all day long, until he gets these things done. This is not an easy boulder to push up the hill. And Secretary Kennedy was undaunted, and he'd been talking about it for a while, so he had a passion anyway. But his mentoring has allowed a lot of folks to move this quickly.
And if I can jump in rapidly, because I was one of those doctors that was not supportive of psychedelic therapy, because I thought it was magical thinking. But over the past 6 to 10 years, we have seen an emergence of data that we cannot ignore. These drugs have the capacity, as was mentioned before, with one single administration to change the behavior of someone towards a therapeutic effect. In animal models, one single administration recreates pathways that have been eroded because of pathology. So we have a tool that potentially could allow us to basically manipulate the ability of our own bodies to heal itself, if we know how to properly use it. And that's why research, as I mentioned before, is opening up doors to explore what else can we do, how to optimally use it.
But you're just hearing and seeing automatic research. You're hearing and seeing things now that you wouldn't have really, you wouldn't be able to have done a couple of years ago. I mean, it just seems to me, I've been hearing about it a little bit over the last year. I never heard anything about it in the past. It was almost like taboo. it's not taboo anymore, right?
And there was not enough science neither. And I think that's where the evidence speaks for itself. And ultimately, that's why I say, I was one of those doctors that didn't believe in it. So we do data in order to change our perspective and to do things better.
I was surprised to hear about the antidepressants. I assumed they'd be better. That sounds pretty good. So Bobby, you're gonna push it very hard?
Yes.
We'll get it done? Sounds good to me. Well, these two guys and this third with Rob too and with you. I mean, that to me is research, right? Maybe the ultimate research, right? Big fans, all big fans. Well, I want to thank everybody and it's going to be... Thank you very much.
He said, "Oh,
would you go to the fire?
Joe Rogan looked like he was, I don't know, man, out of place. Maybe he didn't want to be in the middle. That's all I can think. All right, I gotta see what cats are out there. Wow, dude. Those cats are smart enough to know that I'm not coming out there right now. Somehow. Isn't that amazing? They don't get up yet. Frank is still laying down on his side, yawning and looking at me like, hey buddy. And Fluffy had to come from this sidewalk area and she jumped into the backyard, jumped up on the trash can and just kind of chilled. She's just chilling. But the next time I go to that door, they're going to be right at it, meowing and ready for their food. It's interesting. The gray kitten wasn't there. They know, yeah, like they know that it's not ready yet somehow. Because of they know I'm supposed to open that door twice, or like I wonder if I go back to it now and open it, if they're gonna expect the food, maybe. Damn, I got two things of kitten food, dude. I was hoping the kitten would show up. $33 for Fluffy. And then actually I should give Fluffy the fresher stuff since This will get Frank some fresh and some, or will it? And that would be all old. We'll give them both a little fresh. This will be Frank's. Him more because he's lean and mean. Oh, he's not actually mean. $54.3. Hopefully that's enough, right? To get you through. And give Fluffy 33. No, it's not much. I just hope she's working the fat off though. Boom. Boom. Like all that water will be drank. There will be none of that. Some extra fluid. Help them stay hydrated. It's a little warmer today too. 77 I think is the high. Back here in case I don't have one. What's going on today? Saturday, y'all got any plans? I have to go to the store. You get cat food. I need litter. I might get whiskey. I haven't decided yet. That means I have to go into Costco. I have one can left though, so we're not. Still got some for Trident. Trident's pretty yes. It's over here now. We're gonna have to try to get Sawyer to eat after we feed these out to the cat. and enough to fatten him up for winter or summer. Sawyer, what are you doing? Come here. You normally you would run right over here trying to run out. What's going on? Both of y'all are acting weird. Look, the gate's wide open. Gate's wide open. Everyone knows the routine here, it seems. Oh, Simon. God damn it. I'm sorry. Come here. I saw the gray kitten out there too, but she was too shy to come up. She was in the alley. See if Trident's still out here. I don't see her. Maybe. There you are. There you are. Oh my God, why does this happen to me every fucking time? It happened to me Wednesday too, man. Right when I went to go feed Trident, the fucking trash truck showed up to come back down the alley. Loud as fuck, making all kinds of air brake noises and hitting the orange tree probably. I'm not even going out there right now because I don't want to spook her. She's hiding in the bush. Alright, there. That's what I'm giving Trident. It's about 30 something grams. It's just enough to, in case she didn't have breakfast today. She doesn't like the sound of the trash truck. I think it's freaking her out a little bit. Alright. Check this out. This was the mosquito that was biting me. That's the blood that it sucked out of me, apparently. That splattered on my hand. I felt it start itching. As soon as I felt it started itching, instead of moving anything, I just looked down and I saw it. And I was able to get it before it flew off. Gotcha, motherfucker. Yeah. Gotcha. It still itches too, man. I'm so pissed off about that because that's no good deed goes unpunished just happened again. Try to get bitten by the mosquito. That's done. It bit me right here. And right now there's nothing to show for it, really. But I bet it whelps up into something right here. See how much darker my right foot. My right foot's like dark. It's like this pigment going on here from iron buildup, probably from low, like bad circulation. My left leg doesn't do that. I should probably talk to a doctor about that. I'm gonna sign him out of my room. So maybe he's got 5 more minutes. Have some more to eat. So bad for Fluffy and Frank, how they're so loving and affectionate, and they're out there like just stuck out there. But like Fluffy always rolls over on her back if she wants belly rubs. Trident's getting kind of close to me lately too. Out front here, she was within a foot or two. I thought she was going to stick my hand again when I put it out, but she decided against it because she had already eaten. Maybe because she had already eaten. But she took off, so I think their tummy's full now. So we got... And I do also believe that Fluffy's losing weight. She feels like she's getting a little skinnier to me. That's good. Better for her to be skinny than plump. Especially in the summer, with her long hair. I'm getting her into her back when she used to do beauty pageants. Her sexy physique. She used to make all the boys swoon on the streets before she got spayed. She got all fat probably, and I helped. I know. I think she got spayed like a year ago, probably. I was feeding her pretty heavy. Dude, this thing really got me good though. It was sucking for a while because it splattered blood on my hand. You know, like, what if that wasn't all my blood? Ooh, that's even freakier, dude. What if it was a mixture and that was like getting inside of me. Somebody else's. Dude, can mosquitoes spread AIDS? I don't think so. No. When they bite a HIV positive person, it does not become infected with the virus and cannot pass it to the next person. It's broken down in the mosquito's gut, and the mosquito injects saliva, not blood, into their next victim. But why are the other ones? Why can you get malaria? Is it in their saliva? Dude, this thing I think might have bit me more than once actually. The parasite lives in red blood cells. What's a parasite? That's the difference. It's not a virus. Dude, why did I have to get bit by a mosquito? Fuck. I wasn't even out there that long. What the fuck is that? It's 11 o'clock already. Why is a mosquito out there? I hate mosquitoes, dude. It's one of the reasons why I live here. Like, we're not supposed to have very many mosquitoes here. We didn't used to. I know San Diego, man, we'd go camping out there and then we'd see 0 mosquitoes. Are times changing? Oh, I need to. Alright, let's do this now. I gotta play with Sawyer, put him back in his cage, get him to eat the rest of his food. Get Sweet Pea to back off. Back off, yeah. Are you hungry now? Do I not even need to get you to play to eat? Can you go back in there and eat? Oh, go. Go, that's food. Go. Good boy. I'll leave it open for you to feed when you want. Wait. You don't want any? Alright, well, I'm about to try to get you to play the rest of you. You haven't eaten any food, man. I actually think it might have bit me up here too. On the knee. Let's get some toys down. Try to get his appetite up somehow. Dude, I'm so itchy now. Sweet Pea, I need... Oh my God, I need him to play, not you, baby. I'm sorry. Come here, come here. Come here, okay? I'm just gonna hold you, right? How's that? Look, she's holding one end of it while I'm holding her. And then I'm swinging the rest of it for him. Oh, sweet. Oh, baby. You're so cute. You're so cute. You're so... Okay. Dude, I gotta somehow get him to... I want to eat, man. Sweet. Alright, I'm gonna have to put Sweet up in the cage to play with him. Maybe. Okay, it definitely bit me in multiple places because Can we not let Bill Gates kill the mosquitoes already? I don't know, man. I'm just gonna. Sorry, I'm sorry, dude. I don't know what else to do, dude. You gotta eat your food, though, man. Look, he's eating. Good boy, Sawyer. Dude, I am unbelievably itchy right now. It's fucking. I'm panic attack right now. I just wanted to feed them. That was kind of a lot more than I thought it would be, but I see what he actually ate. I haven't looked yet. Dude, why are you such a slow eater, man? You still haven't eaten hardly anything. What's wrong with your mouth, bro? You got something wrong with your mouth or something. Keeping this food in here all day like this is not really ideal, you know? Having you come and have a little bit here and there, dude, this isn't gonna work. Dude. I'm so itchy to deal with this right now. have to put you soon anyway when I go to the store, so hey, yeah, sure, you can get out now. You'll definitely be getting out again, getting back in there again, finishing that food up. Just a little bit. Right. Again, only poops are in here. For some odd reason, he does not like peeing in this one, only pooping. Weird. This is his pooping area. I think you'd want to poop away from where he eats. Oh, good. I got a vacuum. It's gonna be loud. Food left there. Now, God fucking damn it, Sawyer! Fuck you, man! Shit! Stop fucking doing that, you motherfucker! Fuck! I just kicked the fuck out of the gate because he made me overreact because he bolted for the fucking thing. God damn it. I broke my fucking toe, dude. Shit. Ah, damn it, stop doing that. Fuck. I kicked the fuck out of that gate, bro, because I tried to like put my foot in between the gate and him. I'm miscalculated, dude. It's not going away. It's not going away, you motherfucker, dude. What is your fucking problem? I never, bro. Oh, you gotta stop doing that. Fuck. Dude. Oh, I kicked the last joint in my big toe, dude. It's like fucking slammed it against the metal part of the bottom of the gate. Please go away. Please go away. It hurts, dude. You're an asshole. Fuck you. Fuck you. Stop doing that. He always does it when my hands are full and shit too, of course. See, you can tell where I impacted right here. You can tell exactly where it hit hard as fuck. Look, I'll show you. I know, I need to clip my toenails. I'll get to that. Right there. Right where the fucking nail... Yeah, right there. Hard as fuck. Slammed it into the bottom of the fucking gate, dude. That's a spot. That's a spot you don't want to fucking slam hard. Alright? I know from experience now, for sure. It was like, and it hit like an angle at that spot. You know what I mean? It hit a very precise right there. It wasn't like I kicked the couch. It was like I kicked this. No, it's plastic, but still, it was this little thing right here. That's exactly what I slammed my big toe into. Oh, dude, because dude, I start opening the gate and he bolts like it's the fucking Olympics or something. Like out of nowhere, he'll be looking that way. He'll be laying down sometimes, and next thing I know, he's at the gate, fastest cat in Long Beach. And he gets out of there. He doesn't do shit. It's not a big deal. I just don't want to have to deal with him running out all the time because I gotta, like, usually I have my hands full and then I gotta set my shit down. I gotta pick them up. I was like, just don't run out like Sweet Pea. You know what I mean? She doesn't fucking do that shit. Fucking bolting it. Maybe because I had to yell at her like that eventually. I don't remember. Okay, it's not hurt anymore. It's going away, so it's not broken. Thankfully, that was my main concern, dude. I can't tell at first when a bone's broken. It's whether or not it starts throbbing and the pain doesn't go away. It takes it a second. So luckily, it's not fucking broken. I didn't know that for a second. I have osteoporosis, dude. So my bones are already not that strong. Oh. Hey, hopefully now he's got the fucking idea. Stop doing that. I hate to break his spirit like that, but at the same time, I don't want to kick the fucking gate again. I don't like... I gotta go apologize to him. Let him know I love him. Damn it. It happened also fast. It hurt so bad. I need to apologize to him. How is it? Yeah, no, Simon, you don't get any more food. Go on. Whatever you're doing, do it. See, Sweet Pea? She doesn't fucking bolt like that. If she did, that would be extremely annoying. Come here, Sawyer. Come here. Come here, buddy. Come here, Sawyer. Hey, Yardage. I know. You're just a little dumb kitty. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. It just hurt, buddy. It hurt like hell. I'm sorry. Oh, well, you know why you're up here. Hey, definitely knows I love him, dude. He probably not even, he maybe even realizes what just happened. Hey, you're staying like a little boy. Sweet as can be. I know you are. You're just as sweet as, what is that? Like, it still hurts, but it's not broken hurt, you know? It's just a fucking dull pain. It's not throbbing and shit, so we're good, buddy. Now, if my foot would have been broke, my toe would have been broken right now, it would be much harder for me to reconcile this. I always carry probably. You gotta stop surprising me like that, though, buddy. You're too fast. I can't keep up with you. You're too fast. I don't have cat-like reflexes, bro. I still need to get him to eat more. Oh, he's not even licking him. That's sweet. What is this comment here? How is it pinned right there? Did I pin a comment? Mosquito now indoor. Candle zapper light. Oh, really? Oh, so it's bad there now, huh? It's bad in San Diego now. With the skaters. Simon, come in. Come on. Come on. Come on, Simon. Alright, never mind. Sweet Pea's gonna fucking come on, try to get out now. I don't know what to do, Simon, if you're just gonna sit there. Yeah, I'm not opening the door. Well, now you want in here. Okay. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, Simon. Come on. Bro, come on. Come on. Come, Simon, come here. Fucking weirdo. Dude. Well, that's it, folks. I got shit to do. Y'all have a good day. Peace. Anything you want to say, Sawyer? Anything you want to say, Sweet? Alright then. See you later. Dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun.